If you're watching this video, you likely understand the importance of word of mouth and referrals and how it's one of the most powerful ways to connect with new patients rather than having them as a lead come in from an advertisement or something else. But when it comes to the actual work of creating word of mouth, people get very confused. And there's not a lot of direction that I've seen out there on how to do this stuff. And it's very rare to find any meaningful resource about this. So I wanted to share a couple ideas with you. The first is the idea of selfish versus selfless. That it's going to be much better for us to give people a selfish, in their best interest reason to share the idea about you or to share the word about you. If we rely on people's selflessness, it's not going to scale very well and it's not going to be too reliable. But if we can create the conditions that spreading the word about you is in their best interest, then we have something that can scale and then we have something that we can rely on. All right. So the selfish reason that we want to give people is status. That if they share, that by sharing you, they gain status. So one example of this is honor roll stickers. So you might have seen stickers on the back of the cars that say, my student is in honor roll at whatever school. We can do this in dentistry because what that parent is doing in that moment by putting that sticker on their car is telling other parents how good of a parent they are, how good their parenting skills are such that their kid is not a drug addict, but rather an honor roll student. And we can harness that same level of, or we can give our patients the opportunity to gain status in many different ways. So one might be the stickers. One might be the actual result, which might be their veneers, or it might be the straight teeth. It might not be even the result itself, like back to the bumper sticker. But how can we make the spreading of what it is that you do from you a more visible and more selfish thing for people to spread the word about? All right, and it helps to understand the dynamics of status. That how can we help people raise status once they spread the word about you? The second thing is going to be, what will you stand for? Because when you stand for something, now you have a basis for people to connect others to. So not just putting a sticker on their car and telling random people, but directly, me telling my friend to come and visit you, there has to be some reason for me to recommend my friend to you. And it doesn't help if you're a commodity or if you're very generic, that you have to stand for something. Because if you are a commodity or if you're generic, what's preventing me from referring my friend to someone else who's a commodity or is generic, who's a little bit closer to them, who's a little bit cheaper, right? That becomes a race to the bottom. So what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to take a stand for something. You're gonna have to repel others while attracting people who are aligned to the way that you're gonna be. Are you gonna be more luxurious, or are you gonna be very cost effective? Are you gonna be very explanatory, or are you gonna be very direct and efficient? Are you gonna be more spa-like, or are you gonna be very clinical? Right? What is this dynamic? What is this way of being, and what is this way of providing that you're gonna choose to stand for? It's very different to have a restaurant that is like Nobu versus a hole-in-the-wall sushi restaurant. And there's a time and place for both, and people enjoy both. But when it comes to me referring, I'm going to be able to create connections. My friend that I know that you don't, I know what they want. And if it so happens that you provide exactly what they want, then now I'm able to raise my own status by connecting them to you. Don't think that if you're a commodity or a generic, that I'm going to selfishly or selflessly connect you to my friend because I want to look out for you. That is not something that we can rely on at scale. If you become specific, then if I know my friend wants that specific thing, then you've created the conditions for me to raise my status, my self-interest, in order by connecting you with my friend. I gain status with my friend and maybe a bit of status with you. So in this work of creating word of mouth, one of the two fundamental things we have to do is create more selfless or selfish reasons for people to spread the word about you, and also to stand for something, to say you're going to be a certain way and be it, to repel people who aren't a good fit and attract those who are a good fit, and to be something that I can tell my friend and point to and say, hey, if this is what you want, or if this is how you want to do it, here's someone I know who does it like this. That you become someone more difficult to find, that you're not a commodity or a generic. All right. So hope this helps clarify a little bit. If you want to get deeper into the actual technical details and understanding what it is to create a practice that thrives on word of mouth, check out my course. It's completely free. I'll put it in the description. I'll see you guys in the next one.